title, Where the Corn Grows Tall. The sun had barely risen when Sarah stood at the edge of the old wooden porch, her arms crossed tight over her chest. The summer air was thick with humidity, and the distant sound of cicadas wrapped around her like a memory that wouldn't leave. The farm had belonged to her family for generations. Rolling fields of corn that seemed to stretch to the horizon, a white farmhouse with chipped paint, and a red barn that leaned just a little more every year. She and Adam had been married for 8 years. High school sweethearts, small-town soulmates, or so it seemed to everyone who watched them dance at the 4th of July picnic every year. But something had shifted. It began slowly. At first, Adam stopped talking during dinner. Then he started leaving the house before sunrise and returning after dark, claiming extra chores or the tractor acting up. He always had a reason, and Sarah, tired, lonely, still hoping, let it slide. Until one Sunday afternoon. She'd driven into town for supplies, nothing urgent, just a few things from the co-op and maybe a coffee from Maggie's diner. She was walking back to her truck when she saw them, Adam and Jenna. Jenna was young, 22, a new arrival to the town. She worked at the veterinary clinic and always smiled too wide, and there she was, pressed up against Adam's truck, laughing, her hand on his chest. Sarah didn't make a scene. She just stood there, watched. And when Adam finally saw her, really saw her, his face went pale. That night, Sarah didn't scream or cry. She just said, "I saw you." He sat down, silent. She asked one question, "How long?" He whispered, "A few months." She didn't ask why, because really, what reason could there be that would make it better? They didn't divorce, not right away. In a small town, things like that unravel slowly like a sweater pulled thread by thread. But something in Sarah broke. She started waking up earlier, feeding the chickens before dawn, repainting the front porch alone. She took up running, long, punishing runs down gravel roads. She lost weight, stopped wearing makeup, started watching people more closely. And that's how she noticed Luke. Luke was the new carpenter in town. Quiet, older, kind. He had rough hands and kind eyes, the kind that lingered too long when Sarah passed him at the feed store. At first she ignored it, then she didn't. It started with coffee. She brought him lemonade one hot afternoon when he was fixing the broken fence. Then he offered to help mend the porch rail. Then he started staying longer, just talking the way Adam hadn't in years. One evening, as the sky turned purple over the cornfields, Luke reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. That night she let herself be held, really held, for the first time in what felt like forever. But she didn't love Luke, not really. He was gentle and kind and quiet. But he was a crack she poured herself into to forget the fracture left by Adam. Months passed. Sarah thought she'd feel powerful, that giving Adam a taste of betrayal might bring her some balance. But it didn't. It just made her feel hollow, like the old barn rotting from the inside out. One evening after church, Adam found her sitting on the back steps, barefoot, nursing a beer. He sat beside her. "Luke?" he asked. She didn't deny it. Adam nodded slowly. "Guess I deserve that." "No," she said. "I didn't do it to punish you. I did it because I didn't know who I was without your love, and I needed to remember I could still be wanted." He didn't respond, just looked out over the fields, now golden with harvest. After a long silence, he said, "I ruined us." Sarah shook her head. "No, we both did, just in different ways." The next morning, she packed a small bag, not forever, just for a while. She told Adam she was going to her sister's in Iowa, needed air, space, honesty. He let her go. 2 months later, Sarah returned. The house looked the same, but Adam had fixed the barn roof, planted late blooming sunflowers along the fence line, left a note on the table. If you're coming home, let it be the beginning, not the return. She stood in the doorway for a long time. Maybe love wasn't about perfect loyalty. Maybe it was about returning, even after you've both been lost. That night, they sat on the porch again, like they used to. The corn whispered in the wind. No promises were made, no confessions were needed, just presence. And that, finally, was enough.